Well, already a wonderful interview, and we are keeping it going. I am so excited to bring on an accomplished entrepreneur, an icon in her industry, Myrdith Leon-McCormack, who is best known as the founder of World Bride magazine. Welcome, Myrdith.
Hello, good morning. How are you?
I am so well. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. We're live, we're above ground, so hey, we're gonna enjoy every bit of it.
I know that's right. And look at the gorgeous background. Well, I was introducing your iconic magazine, but I love that anyone who's tuning in gets to see a couple of your fabulous covers. We are going to get right into it. I want to know, you had a really interesting journey to me. So could you briefly describe your journey, your fashion journey that led you to starting your magazine, World Bride?
Well, I'm going to make it really brief. So I started off in the fashion world, coming off of the financial world. So
Oh.
I come from, Merrill Lynch was my last job, like corporate job. And I had a bridal salon, I had a nail salon, but I came into the fashion world by way of being a celebrity manicurist. So as a celebrity manicurist, I was working with the likes of the Beyoncés, Rihanna, J-Lo, Uma Thurman, doing Essence, Vogue, Glamour, Cosmo, Essence, everything. I did all of the Ebony magazine, and I took great pride in it. But if anyone knows the industry, it as a freelancer, it's always a up and down. You work today, you might get paid 6 months later, 3 months, 4 months, whatever it is. It's never consistent. But if you're not passionate about what you love, you're going to leave it because it will drive you crazy. And so I went to school and I was going for fashion and marketing. And so at night, mind you, I already had 3 children and I was married. So I had a lot of balls up in the air. But I was determined not to leave the fashion world because that was my childhood dream. So to actually be fulfilling my dreams right now and creating something where there was a lack of absence of multiculturalism is a dream come true. So it's not one path to my journey. It's been different paths. So I have the business background, one, but at the same time, I was educated firsthand of, like, as I want to call it, of schooling through hands-on experience, starting out as a celebrity manicurist and working with people and being, I want to say, humble enough to help that makeup artist, to help the stylist, to help the photographer. But I was taking in information. I was taking in information so that I would learn. And then the question popped up like, hey, we lack a publication that focuses on wedding. I wanted to do a publication that was going to be how do you say, recession proof. I knew that no matter what was going on in the world, if a girl was getting married, a couple was getting married, they had to spend money. But 9 out of 10, they wouldn't know what to do. How were they going to get that information? And they were open to information. And I wanted it to be an informative bit of information giving to our readers. I knew I probably couldn't compete with the bigger brands, but I knew that what I would do, what would happen is I would be able to at least be in the same room. So that's the short end of the story.
I mean, well, that was a fantastic story. First of all, what a journey! How amazing to have that kind of vision, to be one place and take in all of those, kind of different elements and kind of see a totally different final goal and make it a reality. So that's so inspiring. And it sounds like your magazine fulfills like a real need also for brides and people planning their wedding.
Some of my clients that I initially was assisting were makeup artists, hairstylists that ended up working for World Bride magazine and helping me and contributing. So I was referring jobs to them. And I took the example of what my agent, at Jump Management did was, hey, she took up 20% in 20% commission off of it. I operated the same way, no deceit, very consistent.
Now, you mentioned some fashion weeks, and I know that you are a regular at New York Bridal Week. Could
Mhm.
you speak to how you feel New York Bridal Week is different from other fashion weeks?
Well, first of all, people have to understand that bridal market and ready to wear and couture, haute couture, they all happen in different places and in different spaces. They have London Fashion Week, they have Men's Fashion Week, they have Paris Fashion Week, they have Paris Couture Fashion Week, and then now there's newcomers coming in like Dubai Fashion Week, Riyadh in Saudi Arabia is the latest, and that's the one
Hmm.
I'm trying to get to immediately. You know,
Okay.
in Saudi, they're coming out with amazing stuff. As a professional, and I know William will definitely agree with me, it is important that we have presence in there as media figures to know firsthand that we live the information that we're providing to our readers and our viewers. So it's not about in there to look fabulous, even though, because some days I might just be in, jeans and incognito and very low key, and I want to come in. I don't care about sitting in the front row. It used to matter to me in the very beginning. I wanted that to be my ultimate goal, is to be in the front row. What I found was the most valuable for me was getting behind the stages and scenes, watching the hair and the makeup and all of that come in. So attendance in New York Fashion Week is one thing. Bridal Fashion Week is a whole other beast, because the people that come to Bridal Fashion Week, these are hardcore buyers. They're store buyers. They're not even brides unless it's one of the industry people that are getting married, or a personal shopper, a bridal stylist that's bringing an elite, a great customer that they're looking to buy a specific dress. So it's very intentional. Why? Because it's such a high ticketed item. High. We're talking about from $3,500 to maybe 15 or $20,000. So these brides are invested in it. They have a planner, they have a shopper, they are intentional. So it's not as willy-nilly, or it's not entertainment. It might be entertaining, but it's not for entertainment. These vendors, these designers are investing a lot in creating one dress. A sample can go from, for them to produce, $1,000 to $5,000, so that their prices that they're giving you is huge, because the investment from fabrication, from sourcing, resources, manufacturing, production. So if people don't understand why a dress costs a certain way, really investigate that, and that's what's important to me, that I want people to understand that bridal is $170 billion industry. It's not for the weak of heart. It's a lucrative business. It's an expensive business. And so people like myself, with World Bride magazine, and now I'm writing for White Sposa magazine, and with Fashion Reverie, we're just not, oh, let's just throw up some information for entertainment. No, you could scroll on Instagram for that. We're giving you facts. We're introducing you to individuals that we met, who's new on the market, what they're doing, what you should be looking for, and how do you prepare yourself so you don't look foolish when you go into a store and you're like, why does that cost so much? There's so much involved in this production to get you that one dress. And now with tariffs,
Forget
that's a
about it.
whole other beast.
Right, right. Well, I mean, I appreciate that there's all of that intentional thought that you have, trying to keep your consumers informed, making sure that you are on the cutting edge of your industry so that you always are in the know. So I know you stay on the cutting edge, and I know you're busy. Can you give me a hint of a what's next? What's next for you, Myrdith?
I hope William will join me in my crazy. And I think we're going to work on, no, I don't think, we are already working on a documentary on the bridal fashion industry, making it into
Ah.
a movie, almost something like The Tent and something like, Michael Jordan's movie that tells the backstory of the
Oh.
wedding industry. That's one. And then the second component to that is we're working on a coffee table book that celebrates 20 years of our existence and why journalism and is important and why hard copies, flip the page magazine is still relevant.
Yes.
So those are the two major things. And next year is going to be our 20th anniversary. And my goal is to cook up 20 years, 20 activities, and 20 ways you can celebrate with World Bride Magazine, whether you're married, getting married, want to get in the industry, and just celebrate with us. And I invite other publications, other publishers, other writers to join me. I don't care if you work for the Knot. I don't care if you work for Fashion Reverie. I want you to join me because at the end of the day, people want what they see the most of. If you're a one off, people are like, oh, nobody's interested. But if there's a conglomerate of us as media and platforms sitting there, it shows that media is not irrelevant, that we're important and we have something to say. And we're not just giving out our opinions. We're literally giving you facts, nuggets, and we have access that you don't. And our job is to deliver it to you. And that's why we want people to understand what they're investing in. So that's really the ultimate goal of both the documentary and the coffee table book and the celebration all in next year. That free is not free. So to support, for us to continue what we do, we want people to support us. And that's what the whole purpose of those two things are, is to show that we exist to deliver information in love and in passion.
I love that. Meredith, thank you so much for joining us. Very inspirational, very informative. And obviously, if for any reason you are a bride or in that time of you're getting ready to plan on being planning a wedding, World Bride Magazine is obviously where you need to go to get the information that you need. Meredith Leon-McCormack, thank you so much for joining
Thank
us. And I
you for
hope that you'll
having
come back
me.
and talk to us again.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure and an honor.
Thank you.